Hello, and welcome, everyone. I am Lizzie, your host of the LizyT show. How are you this afternoon? Beautiful Wednesday, midweek. Some people say, the week that is almost to the weekend. I don't really care. It's a week where it's a day rather where we can speak to incredible people, authors, and entrepreneurs, singer, songwriter, and one of my favorite topic, talking about nutrition. Why do I love that topic? Because we all need to be fit. We all need to be healthy. We all need to learn a little bit more because you never know enough, a little bit more about what it takes to become healthy, what it takes to know your food, your intake, and so much and so more. It's like a rabbit hole. You just go in, and the more you find out, the more information you get, the better it is for you. So today I've been talking throughout my social media. Remember, we are all over Instagram, Facebook, my YouTube channel, LizyT.com. We're all over the place. So come and join us. Come watch us. The comments are open on my website, LizyT.com. If you would like to say hi, if you have questions, if you would like to find out a little bit more about guests, please do interact with us. We don't bite. It's really good for us to know where we are doing good and where can we improve, right? So it's going to be an incredible topic. Lots to learn. But more important, sometimes you look at people out in TV or you look at people on social and you say, well, she's Kelly. That's the name of our guest, by the way. She could do it. Or you, Lizzie, you have the time to work out or just to, maybe you have a cook that none of that. So you look at people on the media and you say, well, they can do and I can't. Well, today I think we were going to bust that myth. If I can do it, if Kelly can do it, so can you. So please come and chat with us and interact, and we'll learn. I mean, this is about learning. You never know everything. It's always about the growth, whether it's spiritual, physical, even personal, and we can leave health. That is all about growth. So let me share a little bit of a bio because you are in for a treat. Here is the lady that we're going to speaking about. Her name is Kelly Carter, and she is a Toronto-based nutritionist, founder and architect of Food for Freedom. Love that name. Lifestyle programs. When she was in university, like many other stumbling people, she stumbled upon an episode on a reality TV show, and one of the Biggest Loser. You probably heard about that, and as a student of applied human nutrition, so she has a little bit of background, was shocked at how the show portrays such an unrealistic path to health, fitness, and weight loss. Anyone, regardless to their own personal circumstances, can achieve a short-term success if they have a chef preparing their meals 24/7. We just talked about that, and that's not my case. Their own personal trainers, which is not my case either, and 8 hours a day, which is definitely not my case. I'm lucky if I get 20 minutes for myself. I'm kidding. I get a little bit more than that. So it is going to be an interesting topic. She is all over social, very prompt to receive our information, and I can't wait for you to meet her. So please join us because this is going to be an incredible talk, and I just definitely very excited. But we need to welcome her warmly so we feel like we've been cheered. Here's our applause. Hello.
How are you?
Yes, we have to add the applause because we are not an audience, a big audience right now. We used to before the pandemic, but now we're back to the social media, but that's just as good. Kelly, I am so honored and privileged to have you here. I watch your social media. I've seen what you've done. I am very, very impressed. By the way, you probably get this all the time. You look like a 15-year-old, and I know you're a mother. You look amazing. But
Thank
Kelly, can you start a little bit more? Let's go back. I mean, the theme of the show is tell us who you are. Nutrition, was it always part of your life? Did you always love to know about nutrition? Because I'm telling you, one of the things that I hated is know that I have to learn about nutrition so I can take care of myself. How was it in your case? Was it always plan one to become a nutritionist, to learn about nutrition, or there is another career before this?
Well, that's such a great question. So I definitely was so inspired. I remember in grade 12 thinking, okay, I'm going to go to university. I want to make sure that I spend my money well. And one of the first things that I really wanted to do was like getting to acting and like that sort of creative field. But as a lot of us know, the actor world is very, very competitive. And unless you're all in it, you're probably not going to go very far. So I was also very inspired by, you mentioned earlier, The Biggest Loser. I was watching that show and I was like, wow, there was such a big transformation. These people looked really, really happy. Like, I want to make people happy. I want to feel good every day. So that's actually when I decided to go more into nutrition. Little did I know the journey that I was about to be on. So in university, like many of us know, the freshman 15 is definitely a thing. I, as a nutrition student, gained 30 pounds because I have no idea why. I guess I wasn't really talking the talk, walking the walk at the time. But what I learned, I went to the University of Guelph and got my bachelor's in applied human nutrition. And I remember in third and fourth year, that's when I was really focused on myself, more in terms of like energy and feeling good. And then the weight
Mhm.
loss was coming off. But I remember thinking it's my fourth year and I wasn't very excited to go work as a dietitian in a hospital because I'd worked in a hospital before and it's like
Mhm.
people who are there need medicine, right? Like it's
Mhm.
when you're in the hospital, something you need medicine to potentially, survive, right? And I wanted to be more of the preventative side. I wanted to teach people how to take care of their bodies. So then I
How
went on,
how not to ended up in the hospital. I hear you.
yes, how to prevent it as much as you humanly possibly can. And that's when I went to the Institute of Holistic Nutrition. And that's like where my brain just exploded with all of this welcoming knowledge. And I got so excited understanding how much nutrition and your food choices have to not just weight loss, but like how you physically feel, how you mentally feel, understanding that, why diets don't work, how to get out of the diet culture, how to make sure that all food is good food, and what moderation means to you as an individual. That's really important.
It's interesting, Kelly, that you started your life as becoming the big star, the actress, the TV personality. But in reality, you didn't know, and I am sure that is still part of you because you are always in the media. You are being interviewed by many programs, but many TV shows. So in that sense, that was part of your life, although you probably had a different idea. And so I want to make sure that you rest assured that's happening. Number one.
Thank you.
And I am so impressed that you actually share with us that by being in college, you wasn't living what you actually live in the talk, like you said. It backfired a little bit. You gained some weight instead of maintaining or being healthy or looking healthy. So I appreciate your honesty, and that's really what happens to a lot of people. Until we realize, until you notice what does it take, how it impacts your life, how it does it change, how mentally. I would say that 100%. Okay, maybe not 100, but 90% is here. The rest, once you once you're aware, you can actually work with the rest, and makes more sense, and you can actually utilize it. So I appreciate for you to clearing that with the audience, because they're probably going to read this, or they're going to watch the first 5 minutes, and they're going to say, well, wait a minute, what was that all about? So for you to guys pay attention, it is definitely a mindset, which is the hardest part. And I am glad that you talk about the hospital, because I, having a father which unfortunately passed, always battling with overweight, always battling with his nutrition. The only thing that we got from hospital, and I'm not saying bad things about hospital, but it's more medication, which wasn't taking care of the problem. He needed at the beginning a lot of counseling with the diet for him not to get in the condition that he got in, and diabetes, high blood pressure, and all those horrible things. So I'm glad you mentioning that. Again, we're not bad mouthing hospital. Hospitals are great,
Mhm.
but I'm glad that you wanted to be able to go back to the root of the cause, before, right, the high blood pressures appear, before the diabetes shows up. So you were in love, I guess that happens. And so now what? Do you work for yourself? Do you teach? Do you work for another nutritionist? How did Kelly Carter, I love the title of your business, by the way, it started?
Thank you. You know what? I started working for other companies first, right? Like you graduate, you need to learn you need to learn what a career really is to you. And what I discovered is that the program that I wanted to see in the world wasn't created. So that's exactly what I did. And the pandemic has been very, very hard on a lot of us, but for me, it was such a blessing. I was literally pushed to start my own, well, I had started my own company, but I was completely pushed to be like, nope, I'm going to grow my business. I'm going to be 100% an entrepreneur. And oh my goodness, I'm so grateful for all the connections that I have, all my clients that I get to coach. It's grown. It continues to grow now. And look at, I'm on your TV show right now, which is so amazing. But my approach is very individualistic, and it's taking the person and educating them on what nutrition means to them, not trying to get them to conform to a diet again or a specific way of eating. I think diets are great for the masses, but if you really want to focus on you, what's going to work well with you, having a nutrition coach or a wellness coach or whatever you want to call it is going to be essential, because what I create the future that my client wants to see. That's really what I do. But I can't do that in a group because everyone's going to want different futures, right?
Absolutely. I love the name, Food Freedom. So that way you're not, oh, I can't eat this. So I can, yes, you can,
Mhm.
but in moderation, or yes, you can on the dates that you're allowed to, or the dates that it's good, okay, it's okay for you. And so you basically work, Kelly, one on one. I assume you basically have a one client. You dedicate your time, your passion, you go through an analysis. How does somebody that comes to you for the very first time, what are they going to expect? Hi, I'm Lizzy. I want to be able to shed, 20 pounds. How do you start with your one-on-one?
So I give free consultations, free 1 hour consultation, discovery call, whatever you want to call it. It's a chance for me to really get to know you, for me to really get to know what what's going on right now. Why are you not happy? What are you struggling with? What has not worked for you? And where do you want to be? Like what are your goals? What are your commitments? What are your, like, what's the future that you see for yourself that you so desperately want, and you've been trying this, you've been trying that, it hasn't worked. And I see within that 1 hour call, like, am I able to bridge the gap? Is this going to be a good fit? Because you know I'm I, I am really phenomenal when I work with the right person, right? I'm not going to stand here and say that I can work with absolutely anyone, because I think that's impossible. But this 1 hour call gets me to know you, you to know me, and then we decide whether or not this is a good fit, because my program is very, very, very one on one. Like, it's a lot of my time, it's a lot of your time.
Yes.
And investing in yourself is really important to me. So I want to make sure that 100% you are dedicated. This is going to work for you, and you are going to see that future that you've been like honestly wanting. Some of my clients for like 20, 30 years, right?
Wow.
I take it very seriously.
Wow, wow. And I'm glad that you're being honest to say that not everyone is going to be able to work with you, because we hear, what is different from Kelly from such and such? What is different from Kelly to the other person that we had on the show, Lizzy? So that is you're being very truthful, and I appreciate it. And I think the audience appreciate that, because then by the consultation, you're able to distinguish, yes, we can work. And unfortunately, maybe somebody else should work with you. So that's awesome. Now
Well,
you're
sorry, I just wanted to say that it's the one thing that I see, and even for myself, this is a multi-trillion dollar industry for a reason. People are always promising you things like take this supplement and you'll lose weight, or take this pill and you'll have all the energy in the world, or work on my program because within like 21 days all your habits will be cured, or whatever they want to say. Like, I'm very open and honest with my clients, because I don't want to be that practitioner or wellness professional that says, "Oh, work with me and I'll solve all your problems." It's very important for everyone to know that yes, if when you're committed and when you're willing to be coachable and make decisions and get pushed out of your comfort zone, that's when things change. And I think people do appreciate that outlook in terms of how I talk about coaching and changing lives, because I find that a lot of what this diet culture brings is like, yeah, do this and you'll be great, or do like lose 50 pounds in 3 months and you'll be super happy. But we know that if you lose 50 pounds in 3 months, how maintainable is that? I'm sick of that way of thinking, and a lot of other people are too.
That is one of the key things I think you touch, and in something very, very special and particular, because a lot of people do have the results that they want: 3 months, 2 months, 6 months, maybe even 9 months, and obviously less than a year, but they don't last. I've been myself, I've done many things, and yes, I achieved my goals. And the pandemic was the great for the LizyT show, but not that great for my health. And so everything that I was able to accomplish prior came back, and that's not something that I'm proud of it. But I'm being honest and genuine. So I appreciate that you're saying that even though you're able to reach your goals and to solve that problem to the wedding or to the birthday or to the school reunion that you need to go, but if it's not going to last, then really what's the use? I mean, it's a temporary solution, it's a band-aid solution. We want to be able to give you, or Kelly wants to be able to give you, a permanent solution, a health for life, not ended up in the hospital like we talk about, and all that. So one of the things that I noticed, you just had a baby, right?
I had her almost 6 months ago. It's crazy
Mhm.
how much they grow. It's crazy.
And by the way, you look amazing. People tell you all the time that you look like a 16-year-old. There's no way that you could be, over. I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess your age, because I'm probably gonna completely way off. But you look
No, no,
amazing.
I'm excited. I just turned 30 less than a week ago.
No
So,
way.
yeah, it's you know, I I love what nutrition and wellness in general does for my health, for my energy, but you know what? It actually does keep us younger. Like, it's I think a lot of people are afraid to be like, "Well, I wanna look better," because they think it's like a lot vanity, but in some respect, vanity can be actually a really good thing to keep you motivated. Like, why can't we wanna look good, right? Why can't we want to look young? And, it used to be really frustrating to me, because people would think that I was young and I didn't know anything, and you know what does she know? I'm 65, I'm in menopause or postmenopausal, like she'll never be able to understand me. And no, I do not understand what it's physically like to go through menopause, but the average age of my client is between 45 and 55, and I
Oh,
have
wow.
a ton of clients over the age of 60. And I have a couple clients between 20 and 35, right? Like, but the majority of my clients are over the age of like 40, 45, because I feel like that's when people really start thinking, hey, Ma, I'm not waking up as good as I used to. Or
Exactly.
yeah, like why when I turn this way, my back hurts a little bit. Like it's just like that more awareness. When we're young, we feel invincible. We're like, I got this. I don't need anything. I can live on 4 hours of sleep. I don't need to drink water. And then all of a sudden, it like hits us pretty hard.
And
So
the other thing too, the older you get, you start seeing people around you, family members, friends with all sorts of health issues. In my case, and my even my father, which for me, he was, a superhero, and but you start seeing how fast it can deteriorate, and you attribute all the health options, all the food options, and now you kind of, if you're a little bit smart, you don't have to be a brain surgeon. You start putting two and two together. And I'm like, well, this person is be eating and acting that way for, 20, 30 years. No wonder by the time they're 50 and they're 60, they're feeling the way they are. So how about we start being preventative? That's my favorite word that you've said today. And fix it now, or start working towards a much better future, so when you're in your 60s and 50s, you can still be and act and feel like a 30-year-old without any back pain or
I love
knee pain.
100%. One of like I recently started working with a 74-year-old woman who is like just gorgeous inside and out. And you know, a lot of us, we really hold on to our age. We're like, well, it's because of my age, or I'm 60, so what's the use? And I'm just like, no, do not let age be that barrier that keeps you from actually living the rest of your life the way you want to. The unfortunate fact is that we are all going to die. Like, it's inevitable, right? So why don't you want to live the best that you possibly can until that day comes? I think you kind of hit it on the nail. As we grow up, as we get older and older, we see the people around us. And unfortunately, the last couple of weeks, I've known like 4 or 5 people that have passed. And I'm just like, what is going on? It's pushing me to like be authentically me, to make sure that I continue to help as many people as I possibly can, because that brings me so much joy, and make sure that everything I do in a day, by the end of the day, I can go to bed and I can be like, I've done everything I can possibly do to make sure that my life is lived to the fullest. And I am so grateful for it. And if I don't wake up tomorrow, that's okay. And I think like, it's so weird to be 30 and saying that, but that's kind of how my brain works. It's life is so precious. Let's make the most of it.
Love it. Love it. I'm going to quote the life is so precious. Let's make full of it. I'm going to quote you, Kelly. I love it. This is, you just said that a week ago, you celebrated 33,
30.
30. So you're a March baby too, just like myself.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
That was last Friday.
March 11th?
Yes.
I'm March 11th. That's my birthday.
No way.
Yes. No
Well,
wonder.
there you go. There you go. We celebrate. We even share a birthday. What a coincidence! I did not plan that. I did not. Your birthday was that day either. Love it. Love it. See, it was meant to be, Kelly. It
It
was
was
meant to
100%
be.
meant to be.
Wow. Wow. So one of the things that you said, you just had a baby 6 months ago. It looked like you've never had a baby before. It's like if you didn't tell me you had a baby, I would have never believed you. So
Oh,
you still look amazing.
thank you.
I mean, I had my baby, my last baby 16 years ago, and I'm still trying to get back to what I was. So what is one of your secrets? Of course, I'm hoping that all of you, and don't worry guys, we will be sharing website information, social, all that. So it's coming, so not to worry. But one of the things that you could, for people that are expecting, or they're going to be given birth, or they have given birth, and it's been 3 months, and they look just as pregnant as 8 month old. What can you recommend?
I'm really, really big on body acceptance. It's very hard to, because everyone says, oh, you have to love yourself first. before you can like do anything else. And what I've noticed is that it's very, very difficult to go to like, I love myself, right? Especially when you're struggling so hard. Know that your body is the way that it is because it's protecting you. You know, there's so much stress, there's so much chaos in the world right now that our bodies aren't used to that. You know, 20,000 years ago, our bodies would get stressed if we were getting chased by a lion or if we needed to find food and there was no food around, right? It was very simple. And it usually led to death if we didn't figure it out. Now there's so many different stresses in the world that our bodies are constantly trying to like save us from these stresses that aren't necessarily going to lead to death. But how the body does that is it stores fat for later. The problem is there is no later. So my secret in terms of like just being happier with, because oh my goodness, when you have a baby, that is the most precious, beautiful thing that your body can ever give. So do we need to look the way we did before our pregnancy? Absolutely not. Do we need to accept our beautiful, amazing body post pregnancy? 100%. There are so many things that you could do. Like you could exercise, drink your water, make sure you get enough protein, fats, vegetables, whole grains, and stuff like that. But until you genuinely accept where you are right now, that journey is going to be tough and miserable and just like not enjoyable, right? The reason why you work with a coach is because I've have like 10 years of knowledge in my brain, right? So I literally consolidate 10 years of myself like trying things, seeing if it works, seeing what doesn't work, and I like make it into whatever the span of the time we're working together. So 6 months, 2 years, whatever it is, I collapse time for you. That's the whole point of working with a coach. The other is to educate you, because this wellness industry, oh my goodness, like who's confused? Raise your hand if you're confused, because one day eggs are the most nourishing things that you can put into your body. The next day it's like smoking a pack of cigarettes a day if you have a couple eggs in the morning. Like there's so many different views on nutrition and what's healthy and what's not healthy and how much you should have. It's so confusing. And when you work one-on-one with a coach, their job is supposed to really focus on your needs and what's best for you and say goodbye to all of the other craziness, if that makes sense.
One of the key things that you just said that I love is accept yourself. And as a woman, mother, daughter, sister, it's such a even friend is such a competition, whether you want it or not. I mean, I have accepted myself, yes. But then you get to, a birthday with a family and you see your sister-in-law, which looks, which just went on a diet. This is for real, by the way. Went on a diet. I'm not sure if it's coach or not, but I know that. And she looks $1 million. And I'm like, wow, so that's one of the rivalry things that we women have. I don't think guys do that. I think guys are a little bit more into the bodybuilding stuff. I got a pack or my arms looks like $1 million, that kind of thing. But for us, it's always about, how skinny or how your skin, looks like $1 million, and mine, I started to get wrinkles. So this is one of the issues that we women have to start working on. And I know I have to start working on. I know that you guys are up there and need to work on. And how do we work that out is just to be able to, just what Kelly said, just to love ourselves, accept ourselves. And there is nothing, I love what you said, there's nothing that can compare us of giving birth. I've given birth twice and I would not trade that for the world, especially waiting 10 years for my baby. So that was a long wait. So absolutely. So I guess the rivalry is going to have to just go out the window.
Yes, please.
So Kelly, for people that are watching now or will be watching later on, so where can people find? Can you give us your social media, website? I know you're very, very active on Instagram. Where else are you active?
So I'm active on Instagram and Facebook, and my name is Kelly Carter Nutrition. That's where you can find me. My website is www.kellycarter.ca. Very, very simple. And then I'm also active on LinkedIn as well, Kelly Carter Nutrition. That's basically how you're going to find me. I love getting questions from people. I love educating as much as possible. And then again, if you want to dive a little bit deeper, that's why I have my 1 hour consultation, again, to really understand where you are, where you're at, where you want to be. Can we bridge that gap together? And, just get excited. I want people to get more excited about becoming the best self that they can. There's so much, as you said, there is so much social pressure to look a certain way or be certain or whatever you want to say. But when I meet someone and they're like, I've been doing this or trying to do this on my own for 30 years, at that point, I'm just like, okay, let's stop wasting time. Let's be as efficient as possible. Let's make it fun. Let's make it so that you genuinely wake up in the morning and you feel the best that you have ever felt in your entire life. So that when you like, I'm not a big scale person, but when you step on the scale, all you see is just a glowing you, the glowing personality, the more confident you. Like I think that's more important to me than anything, is that women and men out there walk in they're feeling the utmost confidence, because a confident person is usually a happier person, and we need more happier people on this planet.
Yes, another quote by Kelly. We need more happy people in this world. Love it, and especially the way things are going right now. The pandemic has brought in a lot more depression, a lot more, unfortunately, suicide, a lot more kids dependent on drugs, and obviously, let's face it, food is comfort. Food is, for some people, a way of coping with the situation, with the lockdowns, and all that stress. Just like you said, all that stress. So how about, yes, we could use food, but how about we use the right food, right? Like Kelly just said, food freedom. So if you want to binge, let's all binge on, I don't know, my favorite, which is red. What is the name of, not carrots? Red peppers. Those are my favorite.
Red
I
peppers,
think.
yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. So, absolutely. Kelly, can you share with us a couple of, maybe one experience that you've experienced from a client of yours that came in, have tried everything, has gone through other people, nothing worked, and you were able to find an end?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about my most recent client who just experienced this for herself. So we met through Instagram. We were talking, chatting, got to know her a little bit. She literally said, I've tried everything. I'm not looking for anything right now. And with everything that she was going through, the one thing that I noticed was the consistency of what she was trying. And oh my goodness, just like she was trying everything and anything at the same time type thing, right? So I told her about my program. I told her what the steps were. I told her my program is huge with accountability. Within the first week, she said she hasn't been able to lose weight in years. Within the first week, she lost 9 pounds naturally. Like she ate more than she had ever done in the last couple of years. She continued to eat bread, which I put that out there because so many people think you need to stop eating bread to lose weight. You need to stop eating bread 3 times a day. Yes, like you need to not eat that much bread, but she kept in her bread. She ate more than she had been eating in the last couple of years. She lost 9 pounds in the first 2 weeks of working with me. And not only that, she's confident now. She's enjoying food more. She's off on vacation right now, enjoying herself. Like I think that's what I want to share with the world. The reason why it's working for her is because I get to talk to her one-on-one. I get to figure out what exactly her body needs week to week, right? And now, like, she completely trusts me now. She's like, have never been able to do this before. And it just makes you, the thing is, she's always been able to do it. She just hasn't had the right guidance, or she hasn't had the right amount of accountability, right? Your body is capable of weight loss, but when you focus on how to treat your body and what to put in it and how to move and how to hydrate it, you don't have to step on a scale and wish that it comes off. It will literally start falling off on its own. So if you stop focusing so much on the number, you're going to find that the number goes down all by itself.
That's incredible. That's incredible because I hope that you guys are listening to this, or just rewind if you just came in, or if this is a next day show, that you're able to listen to this testimonial. Because if somebody's been looking for a long time for a way out or solution, or maybe not even having hopes, I mean, the fact that she right out said it, I'm not expecting anything because I've already done it. So, let's drop the game here that this is not happening. But the fact that the result did showed up, that speaks huge. That is incredible. So
I'm so proud.
there is hope for some of us. There is hope for you. And again, the fact that you even said that you don't have to completely drop bread, because a lot of us um, love bread. And yes, I mean, I'm from South America originally, so we eat bread for everything. And the first thing that you go into any diet, you got to cut the bread. And how do you do that? It's like saying you can't drink water anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's not good.
So that's awesome. What about, Kelly, exercise? A lot of us, I mean, I love walking. I can walk 2 hours a day, not a problem. But for me to go into a gym and start working out, ugh. So how about the exercise? How important it is, some sort of exercise, or the lady that lost the weight that you just share with us, your testimony, did she had to do a lot of exercise at all? How about what exercise plays, or what kind of role does exercise play here?
Yeah, well, I'm not a personal trainer or anything like that, so I'm not going to speak on exactly what you need to do. When people tell me what they need to do in a gym, I tell them to go talk to a trainer, talk to some expert, because that's actually not, I'm not educated in that part. But what I know is, and what I personally do, is I move. Our bodies are meant to move. You know, the typical 10,000 steps a day. If you if you've ever tracked your steps and you have a desk job, or you're not out and about a lot, oh my goodness, my steps was like, I wasn't getting over 4,000 steps a day at one point, and the 10,000 steps a day is what the minimum should be. So if you're really, really overwhelmed and you're like, I can't join a gym right now, it's too ridiculous, maybe later, start walking. Start with those 10,000 steps a day. Start figuring out how to move your body in a way that is very functional, so that it doesn't feel like you're, taking time out of your day to, like, get dressed, get in the car, go to the workout, have your workout. And you know what I mean? Like, if that's way too overwhelming, just move. The client I was just talking about, she lives on a ranch, so she does a lot of work. She's walking all the time. It's just literally part of her day to day. And she's upped it a little bit. Like, if you get your heart upwards of like 120 beats per minute, I think that's when, if you can do that for about 20 minutes, that's when you can really start like seeing quicker fat loss. But if you're getting 10,000 steps a day, fantastic. That would be my first goal for anyone out there.
Okay, so I'm halfway there, because I at least an hour in the morning, and 45 minutes in the afternoon. So, well, I
Nice.
have a dog, so I have to. There's no other way.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
yes, I have to. Otherwise, that little thing is just going to go well and destroyed everything. So yeah, so walking, I heard, is awesome. If you can speed it up a little bit. I know that even in the winter time when I go outside, um, I can sweat. I can definitely sweat on -10. I just triple air, and I'm good to go. So that's awesome for you that don't like to work out, but you do like to walk. I'm not talking running, jogging, just to walk, and then speed it up a little bit. Just try to get those 120 rates per minute. That's probably what you need. So no big actions for lifting weights or any of that. Kelly is not the expert, anyways, like she said, but I'm glad that it's not a requirement in order to get in shape and shed those extra. That's awesome. Awesome. Kelly, from what you've told us, it seems like you're just so passionate about what you do, and you're very, very excited. I love that you have that theme that you want to be able to help the world. And that's really what the LizyT show is all about. I just want to be able to reach one person in this world that can benefit from you, right? Because I'm not the star, you are, and touch people. What family members, friends, people that know you of, being this wanting to be this actor, because in my mind you are in front of TV already, so that's taken care. What do they say? What's a comment from friends and family members? How do they see you?
It's funny you should say that, just because lately I actually have been doing so much more media. I got published by Women in Business and Toronto Times, and I've been on the Nikki Clark show, and there's a couple of things lined up in the future, which I'm really excited about. And I think people are just like really realizing that what I do is working, which is really exciting for me. I do get sometimes like, "Oh, Kelly, you're so lucky." I don't like that comment because I've worked really hard. Like I'm never going to stop working. I work, well, now that I have two kids, I don't work 80-hour weeks, but I'm so used to working, just like always trying to learn, always trying to figure things out, always trying to make sure that my program is the absolute best and will serve anyone who joins or anyone who's ready to join to the fullest. So I wouldn't really call it luck, but whenever anyone says, "Oh, Kelly, you're so lucky," I always just go like, am I? Or is all my hard work really paying off? And every single day I write in my gratitude journal. It's so important to stay grounded, to stay grateful. It's literally the foundation of who I am, which I mean, I'm grateful for finding gratitude, which sounds funny, but it's changed the way I look at things. Everyone has bad days. I think some people look at my Instagram, my social media, and I genuinely am a happy person because I mean, I'm creating the life I want to see. I'm surrounded by people who want to listen to me and who want change, and I'm surrounded by friends who are super supportive. But I have bad days too, and it's important to know that don't let a bad day turn into a bad week, turn into a bad month, because you don't deserve that. You don't, like, we deserve to be the happiest, fullest selves that we can be. And then one of the big parts of my program recently that I added was mindset, to make sure that you understand how your mind works and how to take these negative moments and turn them around as quickly as possible. Because what we don't know and we don't realize is our minds naturally go to the most negative thing to protect us. It's just, when I learn about why our bodies gain weight so quickly, why our mindsets go to the negative, and it's literally for our bodies to protect us, I can accept that and I can be like, "Thank you, body, but no. I don't need this extra weight right now, and I don't wanna be negative." And how do you take the steps to move towards that more positive place? Well, one, by working with a coach, or two, really start educating yourself, work on personal development. That's how I've gotten to the place where I am today.
Right.
Right.
And I'm glad that you use, "Oh, Kelly, you're so lucky," and I get the same thing, "Oh, Lizzie, you're so lucky."
Right?
But they are, not aware, or maybe they imagine that our hard work was from, 10 years ago, which it's every day, struggled every day, challenge every day, learning new things every day, especially with the pandemic. I mean, I had to learn lots what about social media, about doing things online, because I wasn't able to have people on the studio, right? So it's a constant learning. And for you that are thinking, Kelly is so lucky to be able to have her own business, to work from home or to work with client, that is not luck, that is hard work, I can tell you from experience. And I was actually going to ask you, what's the advice for someone who would like to become an entrepreneur, have their own thing going? Because you're not just a nutritionist. This is a lot more than taking care of people's health. You're learning too how to operate your business, how to how to grow your business, how to learn, how to educate yourself. That's a lot, a lot. And I know you can do it. Obviously, you're dedicated, and like you said, it's not going to be all the time perfect, because we have good days and bad days, just like you said. So anything else that you want to add for someone who is looking at us or looking at you saying they can start their own business, but they have no idea how it does? What would they expect on the first, I don't know, year or 2 years, and sometimes even 3 years it takes off? I mean, I've been doing this for the last 6 years now, going in every day is a challenge.
Yeah, you have to have passion, you have to have drive. You will not go far if you don't have those two things. And you have to, so I work a lot. I love these ads out there that say work from home, start your own business and choose your own hours and you'll get $10,000 a month. Like, the amount of hours I work is still a little bit crazy, but I love what I do. I would double the amount of hours if I had to, right? Because I'm constantly doing what I love. I'm constantly growing myself. I'm growing with my clients. The other piece of advice would be, if you have that passion and you have that drive, find find a beautiful course that just really resonates with you, or workshop, or whatever you want to call it, mentor. Um I'm going to tell everyone what I'm like. So I want anyone who's really thinking about starting their own business, being an entrepreneur, listen to the Mindset Mentor podcast that literally changed my entire life. I was ready for it. So when I was listening to his podcast and resonating with everything, I joined his program. And I know that if I joined that program a couple years ago, I probably wouldn't have gotten much out of it. But if you go and you listen and you're ready, like, oh my goodness, just you need to find someone else who is way further ahead than you that you can learn from. Doing
Mhm.
everything on your own is doable, but I don't want to take the next 20 years to figure it out. I want to learn from someone who's an expert. And again, me being a nutrition coach, you learn from me so you don't have to take the next 10, 20 years to try to figure it out. And
Mhm.
that's how I grow myself too. I love working with reputable coaches because they are life-changing when you invest in yourself.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. I after fighting myself and now do I have the budget and all that, finally I hired a business coach or an entrepreneur coach, and a huge help, huge help. If it wasn't for Bert, right from Brazil, I probably wouldn't be here today. So absolutely. And if you think about it, all the people that are the big people that are there, we just had the death just a little while ago of Bob Proctor and many others that they themselves, they always said they still have coaches. They still look for growth. They still have people that, kick them in the butt when they're not doing what they're supposed to, or even people that keeps them accountable. So who are you is just starting or has 3-4 years on the go and it's nothing happening? Maybe you should consider and looking into somebody to help you out as well. So that absolutely, I agree with you 100%. And it's always good to look at the business part of it, but how about your health? Because without your health, you can't follow your passion. Think about
You know,
that.
it's funny that you say that, because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, because when you are in that entrepreneurial space, you want to figure out how to be the most efficient with your time and your energy. And if you're waking up feeling groggy every morning and you're not able to pay attention to your work and your productivity is terrible, your motivation is not going to be where it needs to be to grow your business. So I actually work a lot with like high level CEOs, entrepreneurs who are either like becoming successful and leveling up, or people who just want to start as an entrepreneur. Because it is like the power of nutrition is absolutely like, once you figure it out, once you have it, you're like, I can't go back. I don't want to go back. It goes to the point where, like, I could have that piece of cake right now, but I actually don't want to, because I know that it's going to cause more cravings. I'm going to have a terrible sleep. I'm going to wake up with a headache. So I'm going to say no to it right now, maybe another day. It's just like, when your brain can go from I can't have that to I don't want that, you did it. You figured it out. And that's my job. That's literally my job with whoever I work with. That's the mindset shift that you need in order for it to be a sustainable solution for you.
Wow, love it. Yes, to be able to be in a place that you can say, "I can have it, but I don't want to." Wow, that's definitely out there. That is a different mindset, a different step in your life. Absolutely, and I think a lot of us want to be able to have that kind of decision to say, to be so strong to say that I don't need it, I don't want it. And so let's find out how we can do that. How can we be as strong? One of the last questions that I always ask my guests, I mean, it looks like you have tons of things on the go, but what is Kelly looking like in the next year for 2022? I know you're planning other things for next year. I mean, love to find out. I mean, I can see the growth in you, and when you go, getting those big awards out there, I'm gonna say, "Hey, she was on the LizyT show first."
Yes, absolutely. You know what? I just have big plans to grow my own business, to keep learning from all of my clients. I want to continue to create the best program that can be teachable, because I know there's so many wellness professionals out there that really want to make a difference too. And I've had a couple approach me saying like, "Hey, I would love to work for you." And I'm just like, "That is amazing. I'm not ready for that yet." So that's one of my goals this year, is to really have a really specific system for Kelly Carter Nutrition, so that my business can grow and I can help even more people from it. And I also, the pandemic is slowly coming to an end. I would love to travel more. I would love to just see the world. Like I said, like it felt like 2 years of not really living, and I really want to make up for that in 2022. So I guess that's like the biggest plans that I have.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So again, everyone, the website is Kelly. You can see it on the screen, kellycarter.ca. Through that website, you're able to go through all her social media. She's everywhere. It's been Kelly, a delight. You are so optimistic. You're so upbeat. This is really what I was looking for, and you definitely overpassed my expectation. Um, and it's nice to know we have the same birthday. This is the second person in the world that I've actually known that has the same birthday as me. I've known people that had the same anniversary. I mean, an anniversary on my date, but not the birthday. So you're the second person I'll never forget now. And so it's been an honor, a privilege, and I know a lot of people are going to reach out to you and connect with you. So yeah, the website is right here. And guys, it's been such an awesome, awesome delight to have you with us.
Thank you so much. This has been so much fun, and I can't wait to share this with all of my friends and family. It's been awesome.
Beautiful, beautiful. We'll talk to you later. I'll be right back, guys. So here it is. For all of you that would like to find out a little bit more about Kelly, please go to her website, and I am going to be sharing her website. I'm wondering if I can see it right now. Give me 1 second. And I'm not able to get the website, but it's right here right now, kelly.carden.ca. And it's been an awesome pleasure to have you. We'll see you back soon, everyone, and have an amazing day. I'm Lizzie, your host from The LizyT Show. Bye bye for now.